даного загону. Зараз знаходимося на Сумщині та стримуємо наступ ворога. Потребуємо мікроавтобус для виконання бойових задач і очищення українського неба від ворожих крил. Звертаємось до команди Car4 Ukraine та Бандера Мобіль з проханням допомогти з закупівлею, підготовкою і доставкою авто, а також до Renegade Changus та Канті Людан і їх спільноти з проханням допомогти підтримати збір. Слава Україні!
Героям слава!
Чайка скиглить літаючи, мов за дітьми плаче, сонце гріє, вітер віє, на степу козачим, на дім степу скрізь могили стоять та сумують, вітаються у буйного, де наші панують.
Good evening, everybody. Oh, it's been a day. My legs are killing me from all the walking around I did. For those that don't know, tonight was National Night Out in the U.S., and the town near me was having a picnic. I need to go check out that stream because something weird was happening with my microphone. I think the battery died on the mic. I'm pretty sure the battery died on the mic. So I'll have to check into that, see what's going on. If the battery life is borked, then I'll have to return them and get new ones. So. Fun. Oh, speaking of, go full cam here. No, never mind. My freaking room's a disaster. Oh, intro's playing again. Dang it. They're making these packages really hard to get into. So, remember I told you the magnet was missing off the back of one? They send me this huge freaking envelope. To send me that. Basically, when I zoom out like this, you can't... Here, I'll go full screen. Who cares about my freaking messy ass room? So, big package for that. Like, it doesn't even... It's as big as the G. Yeah, and all it does is I wonder if I had put this in the charger like upside down or something, and that's why it didn't charge. I don't know. I'll have to give it another go. True, at least they sent it to me, but still. Here, let's go check out that video. It wasn't a long one. It's not showing up. I wonder why. Because they put it as private. I don't want it private. I want it public. Well, there. Now it's public for you. Did I start out with sound? Nope, it was dead already. So it was like way. Well, yeah, this is where I unplugged it. So you're hearing this the whole time instead of any sound. And then I unplug it in. Well, yeah. South Dakota wind. Gotta love it. Not really. It makes filming filming outside in South Dakota sucks because of the wind. And I was hoping to test it with that, but oh well. Dorobovecha. Anyways, checking in on the summer sunshine fun time with the fundraiser with Renegade Chungus and myself. We are at 4,639 euros and 77 cents. 93 donations. No new donations since the last stream. Stephen Walsh still the latest and greatest donor. Just remember, these funds are going to get a van for the 5th Border Guards, the guys I played the video for at the beginning. And it's going to be equipped with anti-Shaheed systems. Why is that so important? Because they are based in Sumy, and a lot of the drones come through Sumy. Well, we can help eliminate air alerts, eliminate drones, some drones, and eliminate the consequences of those drones reaching their destination. So please, if you can and have the spare funds, please do donate 5, 10, 20 euro, whatever you can afford. It is very, very much appreciated. And moving on, back to the air alert map, Donetsk, parts of Kharkiv, and Sumy under air alert. 1 hour, 6 minutes there. Kharkiv just for 7 minutes. And Donetsk for 1 hour, 16 or 14 minutes as well. Operational information as of 8 a.m. August 5th, 2025 regarding the Russian invasion. Before we get into that, let me get my throat wet. Yeah, 81 degrees out today. You didn't really feel it because of the wind. But when I came in and sat down, I'm feeling it now. Oof. The report starts with glory to Ukraine. The 1,259th air of the large scale, day of the large scale armed aggression of the Russian Federation against Ukraine has begun. Ukrainian defenders are steadfastly holding back the onslaught of the occupiers, inflicting significant losses on the enemy. In total, 151 combat clashes were recorded over the past 24 hours. According to updated information, the enemy launched 3 missile strikes and 72 airstrikes using 5 missiles and 129 guided bombs. In addition, they carried out 6,050 artillery strikes, 76 of which were from multiple launch rocket systems. And the Russians also used 3,925 kamikaze drones to cause destruction. The aggressor carried out airstrikes in the areas of the settlements of Akrapivka in Chernihiv, Dobropilya, Ivanopilya in Donetsk, Bilogira, Upensivka, Malakatronivka in Zaporizhia, and Olhivka in Kherson. Over the past day, aviation, missile troops, and artillery units of the Defense Forces of Ukraine struck 7 areas of concentration of personnel, weapons, and military equipment, a radar station, and 1 other important facility of the occupier. Moving over to the deep state map and the individual directions. In the North Slobodansk, Sumy, Kursk area, the Ukrainian defenders repelled 18 assaults yesterday. The enemy also launched 14 airstrikes using 26 additional guided bombs and carried out another 417 artillery strikes, with 6 more being from MLRSs. Heading down to the south, Slobodansk, Kharkiv area, the enemy tried 9 times to break through the defensive lines of our defenders near Voschansk, Kozachi Lopan, Goptivka. I'm not sure where it's at, so let me take a quick look here. Okay, so coming down to closer to Kupiansk, Krasny Pershi. Why is it not showing up? There it is. Figolivka and Kolodazny. Another one. I know it's over here. I'm just not seeing it. Okay, why am I not seeing it? Ah, man, one of these days again. Kolodazny. Ah, there. Sorry. I had to zoom out to see it rather than zoom in. I still have not seen Goptivka. I'll have to hunt that one down later. I'll give a quick look around. Unfortunately, with Russia's pushing in at different border sections, it could be anywhere along the Kharkiv Oblast border. And it'd take too long to hunt it all down on stream. 9 enemy attacks took place in the Kupiansk direction yesterday. Our defenders repelled the enemy assault actions in the areas of the settlements of Golubivka, Zarazova, and Lazova. Jumping down to Liman. Uh, the enemy attacked 28 times yesterday. He tried to wedge his way into our defenses near the settlements of Grivkivka, Mirny. Oh, shoot. I know it's one of those ones I have to zoom in for, but I can't remember where I need to zoom in. Nadia, Punky, Zeleny Gay. Ozova's part of that, so it must be down towards Yampalivka. Yes, it is. Mirny. I hate that I have to zoom in to get certain names to pop up, but such is life with maps. So Mirny, Kolodazny, Zeleny Dolna, Torsky right here next to Zarichny. You zoom in, that will pop up again. And Dronivka down here to the south, Gorivka, and Serebryanka. Heading down to Servisk. The enemy made 9 attempts to advance in the areas of Gorivka. This town gets mentioned both in the Liman and Servisk areas. When they mention it in Liman, the attacks are from the north. When they mention it in Servisk, the attacks are usually to the south of the town. Anyways, Yerogorivka, Verkno Kamiensky right here, Vimivka, and unfortunately, Ivano-Dorivka is now occupied. The town of a dozen or so homes that took Russia almost 3 years to capture. That was Liman. We just got done with Liman. That was Servisk. And jumping over to Kramatorsk direction, where 2 clashes took place yesterday in Chasev Yar. Going to the south of Chasev Yar to Toretsk, the enemy carried out 6 attacks in the areas of Toretsk itself. Romanivka. Oh, that's another one I have to zoom in for, and I'm not sure where I need to zoom in. Romanivka and Sechira Benivka. Sechira Benivka is here. Romanivka is over here. And unfortunately, we get into Pokrovsk, the hottest area of the front lines, going almost for 2 years now. Our defenders stopped 45 assault actions in the areas of the settlements of Poltavka up here to the north, Novo-Ikonomishne. Krasny Liman is the Russian spelling. Chervony Liman is the Ukrainian spelling for this town. Suketsi, that's one of those other ones that zoom in. I know it's up here somewhere. I just don't know where. There it is. So north of Rodinsky, Sugetsky. Heading back towards the south to Lisivka, Zirozova, Koltine, Udachny, Novo-Ukrainka, which is just this town right here. It's really blurry, but you can kind of make out that it says Novo-Ukrainka. And Zeleny Kut, which is down here towards Dachny and the Novopavlivka direction. In that direction, the enemy carried out 18 attacks over the past day near the settlements of Zeleny Pol, down here, Voskreshenka, Zeleny Gay, Pridubny, Mirny, Tremrivka, and Malivka. In the Huliopol direction, the enemy once tried to break through our defenses in the Malanivka area. Going over to Orhiv. The occupation forces made one attempt to attack the positions of our defenders near Novoandrivka. And over the past day in the Pridniprovsky direction, the enemy made 5 futile attempts to cross the river. And while they didn't slip on a rope, Ukrainians dropped it on their head. Those 5 attempts, obviously, to attack Ukrainian positions. Thankfully, it did not work. Quick update on this little island to the south of Kherson. Russians used a Fab 500 last night. 500 kilogram guided bomb hit the bridge and then hit it again in the morning, and this bridge is now collapsed. This little island is cut off except for with rail traffic along this bridge. That is it for Pridniprovsky direction. No signs of the formation of enemy offensive groups detected in the Volyn or Polizia directions over here. Our soldiers continue to inflict significant losses on the occupation forces, both in manpower and equipment, and are actively undermining the enemy's offensive potential in the rear. Goes into the losses for today. We'll cover that with the graphic, and we end with join the defense forces, Razom Peremozhemo, and of course Slava Ukraina. I bring that up and head back to all of Kharkiv under air alert now. Let me catch up with chat. Oh, yeah, at least they sent it to me. Ooh. Well, hopefully that worked out well for you, Stephen Walsh. Yeah, don't overdo it, Steve. Sorry for not being as chatty. You're real tired, Nura. I understand that one all too well. I am exhausted. My arms hurt. My legs are aching, and I almost didn't stream. I was very much thinking crawling into bed and hugging a pillow. But I want to make this a regular thing, and I'm struggling to keep motivated some nights. And I need to keep motivated. Oh, your neighbor's dad was unalived. Ooh. Sorry to hear that, Nura. I understand all too well how that can affect you. When I was in Ukraine, I was just finished my day, was coming back home, grabbed the cider, was sitting out on the bench having a cigarette and a cider, chatting with my neighbors, or learning how to chat in Ukrainian with my neighbors. And heard this lady crying from the building down the way. Everybody else was, I don't know, too chicken. I don't know if that's the right term to use, but I went down to and asked in as much Ukrainian as I could muster, "Are you okay?" Obviously, she wasn't. She just got news that her husband was killed on the front line. And yeah, that was a very hard evening for me. So yeah, I understand what you're going through, even just trying to be supportive. And that was somebody I didn't even know and not my neighbor. Well, kind of my neighbor for 3 months, but yeah, it's not easy. Hey there, Steve Shane, Linda H, Mexi Girl. Oh, I forgot to say hi to everybody. So Stephen Walsh, not Sherlock Holmes, KKGG. If there's anybody I missed, I do apologize. Yeah, hugs in chat for Nura and her neighbor. Unfortunately, I have to move on to Zelensky's address for today. And I've been dreading it. I haven't listened to it yet myself because of the first line. It just makes me cringe a little bit knowing that he has to talk with this guy personally.
Шановні українці,
Okay,
сьогодні весь день в Лозовій на Харківщині
where to
після
go?
ударів російських шахедів працювали наші рятувальники, наші ремонтники. Більш ніж 2 десятка
Okay, what the
шахедів
heck's going on?
цілеспрямовано по цивільній інфраструктурі. Це специфічна тактика терору, російського терору. Вони спрямовують кілька десятків шахедів.
My
На одне
media
місце,
viewer is
на одну.
invisible.
Шановні
Oh, this might end up being a shorter stream than I thought. I can't get
Шановні
the...
українці, сьогодні весь день в Лозовій на Харківщині після ударів
Okay,
російських
well.
шахедів працювали наші рятувальники, наші ремонтники.
Let's see. Well, apparently this is going to be a short stream because Telegram's media viewer is not working. Huh, that's odd. So I will do the drone report, and unfortunately going to have to call it a night there because technical difficulties from Telegram. 47 air targets were launched at Ukraine last night. 29 UAVs were shot down or suppressed. 17 were hit in the east direction, 1 ballistic missile as well. as the fall of downward objects hit in 3 locations in the southern and northeastern directions. Yeah, it sucks I can't. Yeah, don't know what to tell you, but Telegram decided to go. Well, air alerts cleared in Sumy and Kharkiv. Do the loss report, and I guess we're done for the night. Total combat losses of the Russian Federation as of August 5th, the 1,259th day of the full-scale invasion. As of yesterday, Russia lost an additional 1,120 personnel. And just because I like saying 1,058,260 casualties that Russia has suffered so far since the full-scale invasion. 2 more tanks today, 12 more armored personnel vehicles, 28 more artillery systems, 169 UAVs, getting really close to the 50,000 mark on UAVs, 2 cruise missiles yesterday, 3,555, and 93 vehicles, bringing the total to 57,337. Actually, there is something else I wanted to talk about. I was going to make a video on this, but since I can't play, yeah, I don't know what it is. Oh, there's been a lot of talk about secondary sanctions in China and India. So, what many people don't realize is, well, it seems like nobody else is talking about it, but this was a lie. A couple years ago, Chinese officials came out and said they probably overestimated their population numbers by up to 5 million people, all since the one-child policy. And the one-child policy definitely favored men over women. So it all depends on where this you see the male surplus. So you could probably extend these male surpluses from 60 and under by double. Well, the interesting thing is, and nobody's been able to do an accurate demographic of Russia for a while, because, well, the numbers out of Russia are fake, made up, lied about. But you notice in Russia, there is, even officially, there is a female surplus over 30. With the war in Ukraine and the massive casualties that Russia has been facing, you could pretty much get that down to probably the 20s easily, if not 18 or 19. So I'm wondering if China is risking its financial future to help Russia, to keep them fighting, to open up more opportunities for marriage for their men. Because, well, yes, China wants to be ethnically Chinese, and yeah, I get that. There's a lot of misguided feelings towards non-Chinese people in China. I'm trying to think of a politically correct way to say racism, but a lot of the men that Russia is putting into uh, the war in Ukraine is from Eastern Russia. Ethnically, they're more Mongolian Chinese than they are Russian. And that is opening up a lot of opportunities for, well, mail order Russian brides again. Yeah, so basically it boils down to China has many single men, and I'm starting to wonder if they're allowing Russia to keep fighting in Ukraine so that they can, because there's three ways you can conquer a territory. You can militarily take it over, you can purchase it, or you can assimilate the people. What's the best way to assimilate the people? You send your men there to marry the women, raise a family that is Chinese, and then assimilate this land later. Basically doing to Russia, China wants to do to Russia what Russia has been doing to, the Baltic states, Ukraine, and other places for years. So I'm very, that thought been stuck in my head that China is doing the same thing now. And of course, none of this can be proven. There's nothing out there that says that this is the case, but I cannot help but wonder. No, Chinese men will not accept any woman. There's a very big stigma for divorced women or single women with children. Like if women in China are divorced, their only option is really foreigners. It's a weird cultural thing where that is a big stigma, marrying a divorced woman. So, but yeah, plenty of young unmarried, well, not very much anymore, because hold on, let me go back to Telegram, and hopefully that I could do this. Dennis pointed this out today, and so this lady here is a Russian lady, does I don't know if it's TikTok or what. Oh, can it play?
Он идет на СВО, короче.
No. Okay. So what she's basically saying He's signing up for the army. So yeah, I'm registering as his dependent, and boom, we're this all happy couple. I'm getting a lump sum like 5 million rubles. I swear I'm going to come back to life. F everyone else, laughs again. And then I'll just be getting monthly payments too, like 200, 300,000 rubles. Just think about it. What a sweet deal, right? Free kindergarten for the kids, benefits. Who cares about who he is? Free school benefits, monthly payout just for being a effing army wife. An army wife. We're going to be living the good life, hitting the seaside with the kids. And guys, like seriously, why do you think my kids are always traveling around? One's off to a Buxa. Another girl, we threw her some cash. She's heading to a Napa. And then eventually, well, he'll get killed there. Yeah, maybe we'll buy a house, maybe not. And then whatever. That's Russian women right now. Their paycheck. No, it's not an individual case. There's a couple months ago there was a story of a lady that was on her 10th husband being sent to the front lines in Ukraine. That's probably up to a dozen.
Все, я оформляю детей на него. Мы такие вся счастливая пара.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why I can't play it, but I'll have to look into Telegram's issues later. So, like, those kind of women, they're not going to be attractive to the Chinese men, but there's other women out there that might have decent values. And yeah, there you go. Is that might be the partnership that China's really looking for instead of financial or military. They just want women for their men because of the one-child policy and the issues that arose out of that. So the Mecca to Crimea beach has to do with this kind of money surplus. Otherwise, I don't understand why. Yeah, the beaches in Crimea are a major destination for Russia right now because a lot of other countries have closed their people, their visitors. But Thailand, Burma, or not Burma, but Thailand was a big destination for Russians before. United Arab Dubai was another destination. The south of France was another big destination, but that's kind of closed off a little bit now. Mainly by the Russian government because they don't want people traveling to the west. Turkey's a big destination for Russian tourists. But yeah, I don't know what she meant, or the translation meant by that name. Maybe Azerbaijan. Oh. But yeah, unfortunately, without having to leave Russia, what Russia considers Russia, Crimea is one of the major destinations for the summer months. Myanmar. Uh, yeah, exactly, Stephen Walsh. It shows you exactly the value that Russians have on human life. There is none. What can I get out of it? Um, oh, I wouldn't say a little upset. They were a lot upset about Aeroflot going down for a week almost. Well, we saw yesterday the video on the Kerch Bridge of a 35-kilometer traffic jam, basically spanning the half the bridge. Now, it's not that far, I don't think. So yeah, the bridge isn't 35 kilometers. 17, so that must have been like leading up to the bridge that video was filmed. But yeah, 35-kilometer long traffic jam, and they recorded it and posted it yesterday. Yeah, I could see that. But again, that, like I said, that I don't get why nobody else has caught on to that. Um, that would make for a very good YouTube video, I think, explaining why China might not care about secondary sanctions. Because China is looking at a population crash if something doesn't happen. Either with not having births because there's not enough married couples, or their men leaving China to go elsewhere to find women to marry. I have not heard from Sanctioned Ivan in a long time, though. But yeah, it's just an interesting take on the China-Russia relation that I haven't seen many people talk about. And it's been sitting in the back of my head for a while. And it's just throwing that out there for you guys to digest and think about yourself. Yeah, but I don't think polygamy would work in that way. A wife with many husbands. Yeah, I can't say that they exist, but I believe that's, well, certain levels of that activity, they exist. I'd agree with. But yeah, I it just that one's been bugging me for a while, and I've been trying to figure out how to do a video on it, and I just couldn't figure an easy way to approach it. So just throw it out there on a live stream. Well, since Telegram isn't working, and we're kind of stuck on Ukraine news for now, Let's. Yeah, precision strike on Russian military facilities in Zaporizhia, occupied Zaporizhia. I know another train station around Rostov was hit today. Basically, these dotted lines are the rail system in Russia, and Ukraine has been systematically going through and knocking the hell out of rail stations, rail trains, and other stuff in Russia, and it is severely affecting their logistics. As a response, Russia sent over 20 drones to attack the rail station in Lazova. Again, I have video of that, but I can't play it because Telegram's being funky. Both those, the attack in Russia and the reply by Russia on Lazov. I kind of want to point out here how important this rail station is. Lazova, right there. Railroad tracks lead to Kramatorsk, lead up to Izium, down to Petropavlivka, and the Petropavlivka goes over to Pokrovsk and down towards the south. So yeah, it's a major distribution hub for Ukraine, unfortunately. It will probably be a couple days before those tracks are operational again. For those of you that have seen the videos on other people's channels, yeah, that station is unusable right now. They'll have to clear the debris, clear the train out of the station that was right there, and go on from that. What else? Nothing else pops off. So I guess that's it for, the war news. Do an update on the Cars for Ukraine fundraiser. We got one more donation up to 4,650 euros. And thank you, Adam Rounds, for the 10 euros. It is very, very much appreciated. Coming in clutch to keep the donation a day going. I appreciate you so much, Adam. And with that, let's head to Dimria for some house hunting. I'm going to close this out and just go full screen here. So, everybody, I shouldn't say everybody, but some people tend to give me crap about saying, oh, you can't buy houses for that cheap in Ukraine. That one is a lie. That's 83,000 it's supposed to be. But I did find this one, and this one looks rather interesting to me. $836. 25 sotik, so like 2/3 of an acre. US acres. storage shed, barn. Apparently there's like a, behind the house right here is another barn. And then there's another barn over this way. So there's a little issue with the add-on they put here with the roof. Wouldn't be that hard to fix. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. It just, they put this little add-on that was a porch and they just enclosed it and wasn't done well. The old front door. So they got like a little curtain covering up the old village style oven. And of course, like up here is like the where they dry fruits, vegetables, and mushrooms. So out there's the entryway, and this is into the second room. So here's the second room of the house. You know, the thing that gets me is, okay, that's the second room. This is the main room. So this is a fold out bed. That's a fold out bed. And then in the second room, there's 3 more beds. It kind of makes me wonder how many people were living in this house. And you see there's like some issues with like the plaster, maybe just need a fresh coat of paint, sand it down, repaint it type of thing. And there's the well and the view of the neighbor's place. This is the layout of the property. So the storage shed, the barn, another barn, another barn, the main house, the well, and the chicken coop. And the layout of the house, the porch that they enclosed that needs like roof work. You know, another little entry area that's split off for like a storage room, the kitchen, living room, and then the second bedroom, the second room, which is had the 3 beds in it. That's all the pictures for it. Yeah, I could see that. So, you know, kitchen, living room with a stove and hearth. 6.3 square meters. The living room's 19.3. Vestibule, veranda, and a pantry. On the territory, summer kitchen with a barn and a cellar. 4 barns, a chicken coop, a large barn for cattle, and 2 utility sheds. Well with good water. Apple trees, pear trees, sweet cherry, as well as pie cherries and plums. Bus runs to the city 2 times a day, and there's also a rail station nearby to go to the same city. Not not too shabby, I think. Not for $836. Uh, no, that's right at 1,000. That doesn't help me prove my point, but let's see what if anything else pops up. Uh, 130. One-story duplex on 2.5 sotic, so 250 square meter plot of land. Postage stamp. Yeah, somebody forgot to enter a couple zeros. You'll run into that a lot. I'm sure this is the same thing. Yeah, I'm sure they forgot a couple zeros as well. Again, a postage stamp of a land, 150 square meters. Ugh. Yeah, I'm guessing that's supposed to be like 66,000 or 6,600. Who knows? Well, there's another one for 1,000. Didn't translate. 25 acres, 2 rooms. Requires major repairs. School, kindergarten, shop, Nova Postra, and a train in there. Okay. Check these videos out, or the pictures out. So yeah, they ripped the floor out and we're redoing the floor. Oh yeah, nice crack in the ceiling. So some settling in the foundation. It's not too bad though. I do like my brick, but yeah, it's not too bad. That's repairable. Just not enough information for me on that one. Let's check this one out up here. Up by Chernihiv. So veranda, entryway, pantry, kitchen, living room, and then a bedroom, or however you want to do that. So not a whole lot of detail on this one either. So about half an acre, U.S. acre. I don't know, it's interesting. Oh, I have a feeling we looked at this one before. I think they dropped the price on it because it used to be a higher price. Yeah, I know you looked at this one before. They had the fire in the kitchen. I remember that now. And the barn's like falling down. Oh, that's a lot of work. But every once in a while, you'll see a deal pop up like this one. I do like that one. The area is really nice. It's about an hour and a half drive outside of Kyiv. Hey there, K-Bell. Um, let's get rid of that. I know some of you want like the mountain views, the mountain vistas. Um, let's go on the cheap side here. 17,000. That looks amazing to me. Beautiful green grass. I'm too used to having green grass like that. I don't think I could go somewhere where the grass is more normal. So it looks like the house, a summer kitchen, and a barn in the back. Oh, it looks like it even has a second barn. That is freaking gorgeous. How about some pictures of inside the house? Nope. No pictures inside the house. A stable, a well, a kitchen, and a barn with a lot of 25 sotiks, so 2,500 square meters. Electric meters already installed. Stream on the property, that's nice. Vegetable garden. Uh, and it has the privatization done. That's a huge bonus. I like that. If I was going to go in the mountains, that's something I'd consider. Let's check this one out for 27. Not enough trees around for me. 10-2. That's kind of a cute little place. So I'm guessing that's the house, and this is like the summer kitchen or the storage barn. Oh, I love the old stove. I'm wondering what this is for. If that's like an ash pot or like a, a place to have like hot water all the time. That's not bad. Obviously, electric ran into the house. A little concerned with the cross out the front, to be honest. Uh, yeah, not a whole lot of other information on it, but looks nice. And for 10-2 in the mountains, that's not bad, but then I just saw this one up here for 9-2. Well, modern siding on it. Looks like they were trying to keep it modernized. So gas into the house. Hmm. That that turquoise for a wall color, that's very bright for me. But coat of paint, well, probably a couple coats of paints to cover that color up. And then the pink room. It is nice though that it has air conditioning in the rooms. Pink room, blue room, and a turquoise room. They definitely like their color. Hmm. I'd have to take a look at that roof before I'd even do anything though. That's Oh, and keep seeing deals. 7.5. Oh, yeah, they can definitely see why this one's at a discount. So needs a little bit of foundation repair. Just throw a new brick in and mortar it. Um, Boards are worn out by the entrance from, you know, dragging stuff across it. Uh, looks like particle board was used as the outside here. Would definitely have to replace that. But I could see that being somewhat decent fixer upper. Hmm. Reserving judgment here. That is a gorgeous view. Oh, I I like it because the land is flat and you have the view of the mountains. You don't have to deal with the mountains. Okay, so that's what it is. This used to be a 3 compartment barn, and they converted one of the compartments of the barn to living area. Talking about this section right here, Adam. And it might just be discoloration. And I think what it is this was the foundation for the barn, but to create a crawl space, they raised the floor up and closed in the crawl space. Also, kind of weird that the roof doesn't match up with the edge of the house. You can see it right there. Like the edge of the house should be like right here. Gizmo. Oh, I could see that as a possibility for like a starter place in the Carpathians, or like you eventually turn that into your summer kitchen and build another house on the property. But oof. So 0.11 hectares. So that'd be, what, 1,100 square meters? Not a huge plot of land, but not tiny either. I don't know. I think I'd pass on that one overall. If it was a bigger plot of land, definitely. Oh, okay, this might be dangerous for me to look at. Roof line's good. Power to it. Come on, show me the inside. Yeah. This is dangerous for me. No, basically this would be the crawl space, but not having a floor is not a deal breaker for me for one simple reason. If you wanted to put in a septic system, a shower, and a toilet, you're going to have to rip out the floor anyway. The lattice work is pretty standard for, plastering the walls. So, yeah, that's not a deal breaker for me. Okay, so access rights for the electric line and other stuff, gas line. So the entrance would be here. This is what we were looking at. So this would be like the porch veranda, the corridor. Put the bathroom like in here. Have, I don't know, kitchen maybe. Bedroom and bedroom. Like, I don't know, nursery. I don't know what that could be used for. So there's the power lines that has the easement. Some nice fruit trees there. I don't know what they are. So this is the house they're living in while building the other one. Okay. This is intriguing to me. Oh, what a root cellar. Nice barn. Couple extra gates laying around. Okay, so they're living in this one, building that one, and the barn's over here. Yeah, it could easily put in a septic system. So this is the old house. Huh. Okay, so there's the root cellar. The barn's over there. This is basically the picture from in front of the new place. Gates right there. Oh, that sucks. I don't know, it's workable, but need to do some shovel work on the root cellar. That's not bad. I like it. I do like it. I have questions of the design they've done though. It's okay, we're looking in here, but like this area has like a really short wall area if you look at it. Like that's a normal doorway, and then why is that like that? I don't. Hmm. Can easily close this off and make this a bathroom. That's plenty big for a bathroom. That one, I got a favorite. That one, I like that one. I do like that one. Has a place you can live while you build up the other one that's going to be a much better house. I can deal with that. Well, this is kind of cute. Tin sheets for the roof. Nice fruit trees. Um, Birch trees in the back. Looks like cherry to me. Electricity is run to the house. That's always a good thing. Has a barn. Okay, I wish I could see what that was. Yeah, boiler in the house, so water's already ran into the house. The old stove needs some cleaning. Hmm. Uh, the yeah, they were working on replacing the windows. Uh, so water's supplied and sewers set up, just not put in. Okay. That's not bad. Okay, this looks interesting. So behind the greenhouse, there's a blue house and then a barn. Doesn't say much though. But I like having two houses. So, summer kitchen, stables, a barn, and a 20-acre garden. So I'm guessing the blue building is considered the summer kitchen. Hmm. Um, some places do, some places don't. Oh, I've seen places that do have them. Oh, let's go right in the middle of the mountains. 37.5. Oh, that bright red roof. I'm not a fan. And very few pictures to even get a better idea and change my mind, but no. 25. Huh. So abandoned place for definitely. Could be interesting. How do you get to it? I wish when they did this, they drew lines so you could see like what's part of what the property really is. Because obviously, like this, what belongs to who? Is this part of this property? Is this part of that property? Is it all this? Is it just this? Oh, definitely some foundation work on that. And that one. Okay, that might make it worth it with the stream right there at the fence. Ooh, I like the veranda. Bright turquoise blue. I like that. Okay, so it looks like that stream actually runs through the property. Huh. Okay, this is interesting. So it doesn't include those two buildings. It's just these three buildings and the pond. A little garden area back over here and another garden area over there. Okay, so it looks like you'd have to go down this road to go to the property. I could live with that. Apparently, there's another 52 Sotic garden over here. Okay. I like the backdrop. Again, the house is right here. Your garden, your garden. Definitely in the hills. Okay, let's look at this. So, plot of 15 acres for construction and maintenance of the residential building. Near the stream, nearby there's a mountain with a ski complex. between the villages. In the area where the house is located, they're starting to build a new ski resort. Okay. 145 kilometers to Lviv. Huh. See, the thing that so right there's the house. One garden, the second garden, and then the third garden back here. It doesn't explicitly say that all those are connected and come at the same price. But that's a heck of a lot of land you could work. That is interesting. I'm always looking everywhere, K-Bell. I've thought about going next to Lviv by where you're at. Well, that's not Lviv. Too many things in the way. Where's Lviv? There's Lviv. Yeah, the problem is Lviv's gotten so expensive since the war. Ooh, 7K for a 3-room? I'm not unhappy with it, but it is 7K. It's a bit higher than I'd want to go for a village house. Let me get some of these off here. So Lviv's down there. That's right there. So this will be up closer to you, I think. Ooh, no. See, if I'm looking for me, it's definitely going to have to be under 10. Maybe. 4 acres. Or 4 sotek. That's kind of a postage stamp of a land. And a postage stamp of a house, but I do like that it has the grapes and a swing. Yeah, you're looking for 7K. You're looking at 7K for a postage stamp of a property and a tiny, tiny house in your area. I'm sorry, I'm not rich as UK Bell. I can't afford it. Oh, the inside looks really nice on this. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Until that would have to go. That I don't need the pedo bear visiting my house. Okay, that's interesting. And this makes me worried right there. Selling a house, all information is by phone. Yeah, that makes me nervous. Let's check it. Is that cement slabs as the walls? Nope, it's wood. Okay. Tijuana tacos? Let me think about it. No. Let me correct myself. I won't do it on my own. You need someone like you can convince Chungus to come with me and he be the front man for it. Okay. Well, basically a new construction. It's not bad. But see, I like this. So $4,000. It's not too expensive. It's not exactly a cheap place either. But get one of the closer pictures and you'll see the detail work on, I think this one right here will show it off best. So that's not added on afterwards. That's brickwork done into the wall to make that and this little decoration up here. Brick foundation on it. Brick barn in the back. Chicken coop here. Garage ish, kind of still there. And then all that yard. I could have a football game in my yard. And then the fence line right there. Now that my other place is not listed anymore, this is the one I'm considering. So the entry point's here. They set this area up as a kitchen. I'd move the kitchen out to here. Turn that into like a pantry area. Again, can't click on it. Entry area into the rest of the house. I'd convert this to a bathroom. Like the living room, and then there's like a little nook behind the stove, the village stove. I turn like this into my computer room, my streaming area. Living room, and then maybe bedroom. Let's go back through the pictures. So yeah, this area, like this is the village stove. I'd put my desk back here, and this would be my streaming computer area. This is the kitchen right now. I turn this into a pantry. This is the entry area. That door would go into the bathroom. And that's looking out into the area I'd turn into the kitchen. Um, I haven't been able to figure out where this is. I think this picture might be this spot right here. This is like right over here's the summer, or the village oven type of thing. I don't know what else to call it. And then the entrance into like the living room area. So right here's the village oven. This is that living room area at the front. Just another view of that same room. So like they're using this as a bedroom and this is a bedroom. This is the kitchen. I turn this into the kitchen, this into the pantry. Leave that as an entry area. Convert that into a bathroom. Leave this pretty much as it is, except turn this area into my office. Living room, bedroom, done. And that's all for $4,000. And it's a very, very nice property. 25 acres that the house is sitting on, and additional 50 acres for vegetable garden. I shouldn't say acres, sotek. So it's just shy of 2 acres in U.S. acres. Pretty nice place. I like it. And then all you guys that are bugging me to help Vita rebuild her place because she's having such problems with her village builders. Vita's village is in this area right here. So we'd kind of sort of be neighbors. How about Canty's Cafeteria? Or no. Canty's Cantina. Oh, I like that one, and the other one I like this one here. And yes, brick. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna have to make BB angry and tell her we need to change the Discord server name. But I'm sorry, I got to do it. Oh, the brick on this house. Oh, I love it. There's that. You don't see decorative things like this anymore. It's just extra material that costs more, so people just don't do it. I love that it's the exposed brick still. They haven't plastered or white walled it. Oh, that's gorgeous. And yes, I kind of do want to put like a rope or something here and hang something here to make it look like a giant smiley face. Well, gas already to it. Electric's already to it. Has a summer kitchen. That's the entrance to the root cellar. That's the summer kitchen right there. Root cellar's right behind it. That's weird. I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to figure out what that is because it's right there too. One of the rooms inside, the entryway corridor. One of the other rooms. So here's the layout. This is like the vestibule, the corridor. This would be the kitchen. One room, two room, second room, third room. It's kind of weird layout, and I'd have to look into it more to figure out what I wanted to do with it. Initially, my thought is like this would eventually turn into the bathroom / laundry room. This would be like a little sitting area. And it's really weird with the layout because it's like, okay, there's a door here, but most of that room's taken up with the village oven. So there's like a little path around it. And then there's another entryway there, an entryway here. So it's just... Anyways. So there's the gas line coming in. So gas down to the kitchen. You see the backside of the root cellar. And the summer kitchen right here. You see that has a gutter on it. Well, like the brick is kind of messed up on the added on like porch area, but I could live with that. There's the barn, the entrance to the second floor, which is missing a stairs. Oh darn! I have to put a stairwell on it. Couple fruit trees right out the front. Yeah, gutter saved the masonry and the foundation. I would definitely turn the gutter system into a rainwater catch. I do a dual tank system. Like the direct runoff from the gutters going into one tank, and then having the overflow going into a second tank. So like all the debris and stuff settles in that first tank, and I could just use that for garden watering, whatever, what have you. And then the second tank would be stuff that eventually gets filtered and ran into the house. I'm not that far away from being able to afford that. If I buckle down, literally take me probably 3-4 months to get to there. The house is located in the village of Ogivka in the Ruzi district of Zhytomyr. There is a land plot near the house, basement, storage room, summer kitchen, and a well. Building conditions normal. Ceiling is wood. Roof is slate. No insulation. Oh, darn. Doors and windows are wooden. Solid fuel boiler. No garage. Oh, darn. Black soil. School's 10 minutes away. Kindergarten's 10 minutes. Shop is 10 minutes. Near city, 10 to 20 kilometers. Near the school, near the kindergarten, Krasinka. Yeah, I mean, this is my choice at the moment. Yeah, it basically they crack. You have to replace the whole panel, but those panels in Ukraine are cheap. Like one section is like $2. No, it's like $3 now. It was $3 when I looked at them in spring of last year. Of course, with the war and more construction going on, the prices have increased. And eventually what I'd do is replace it with a metal roof, steel roof. So I'm just having a hard time figuring out the layout of this place. Not that it really matters. I could pretty much change it how I want, but I just love this brickwork. Unfortunately, it doesn't show what the attic space looks like. That attic space could be pretty interesting. With the stairs gone, who knows what's in it, because I doubt they went up and looked at what's in there. So it could be like a little treasure hunt as well. Okay, so there's a little bit of an old thing there. So I'm guessing that room right here is this room. Eh. I don't know. Definitely interested. Yeah, I'm about $2,000 away from that. So it'd take me like 4 months to save up the money for that. Oh yeah, I'm for my personal house. Oh yeah, this definitely would not get sold. It might get rented, but not sold or not given away either. Um, and I love that. I'll go back to the video for that. Um, so tree right out the entrance. You go to the backside. There's trees right here. You got a little bit of an alleyway. I call it an alleyway between the house and the neighbor. So I could put like evergreens back there to create privacy. And then it goes right out into your vegetable area. But it's like there's trees everywhere in the yard, and it gives you a bit of privacy as well as some fruit. I'd plant a few more. But the thing I really, really like about this. Oh no, don't close, don't close. Um, Go to Google Maps and I'll show you where this house is at. So, Kiev, Zhytomyr, Venetia. Oop. I have to zoom in for the name to pop in. Ah, there it is. So it's in this town right here, and I am not sure, but I think it is this house right here. And like, I don't know if that's my garden area or this one is, but it's something like that. Um, Again, not 100% sure. But literally, it's an hour and 45 minutes to Kiev. It's an hour and a half to Zhytomyr. And it's an hour and a half to Venetia. um, for the most part, I wouldn't even need a vehicle. Except to get from the house to Ruzin, because Ruzin has a bus that goes to Bilasirka. Bilasirka has a bus that goes to Kiev. The same is also true. From Ruzin, I can get to Venetia and to Zhytomyr. So it's kind of like easy access and central to those three cities. That'd be interesting because Greg Terry is based in Klemensky, and let's see, directions from here. To here. About 3 hours from Greg. So that'd be like a nice pit stop for Greg if you wanted to. Um, you know, it'd be a little out of the way going towards Key, but not really. Because he'd be going to Bilasirka. So it'd just be like a little detour scenic route. Train or cab. What I would do is just get like a little moped. Um, Moped from here. Let's get this off of the way. Yeah, basically moped from here, from my place over to here. And where is it? Where is it? Transit stops. So I'm pretty sure there would be like a bus stop, probably either here or over here, or I'd have to go up to this town to get on a bus. But, the train stations are right there. And I'm not sure if this train, so the train station's right here. Goes down that way. So no trains come by my place, but if I come up to the train stations up here, this one goes over towards Bilasirka. Actually goes down to Uman. Okay. And the one that goes north I lost where I was. Okay. The one that goes north goes into Fastive, and from Fastive right into Kiev. Actually, I've drove past this on the train because this is the route I took out of Kiev on the train. It's coming down through here. So yeah, I've actually been through these towns. So I've been not too far away from there. So from there to the train station, an hour by car. Ooh. But yeah, that's anywhere in Ukraine with that train. Take that train right into Kiev. It goes down past Venetia, past Klemensky, or where does that turn up again? It goes even further south here through Venetia. No, that's not it. because eventually I went, that train route goes through Ravine. Oh, because it goes from the south. Okay, so Ravine, Zodarova, Shepkivka. Okay, I remember some of these. Train coming in, train going out. So yeah, coming in, Berchivka. And yeah, coming into that town from the north. So the route I took from Kiev came through here and ended up going north this way. So yeah, right there's either my trip if I wanted to go south into like Chernihiv, the Chernisty or Venetia, or up north to Ravine onto Helm and Warsaw. I mean, that's right on the way. That's not bad being that close to the train station. Okay, you guys made me like this even more. Huh? What are you talking about, Adam Rounds? For us in the U.S., what's that word supposed to be? Oh, 1 hour is normal. um, in Kiev, it depends on the cab you get. If you take the train into Kiev, you'll end up here, and do not take the cabs that are sitting out here waiting. I took a Uklon from here to my apartment over here, and it was 120 hryvnia. I hopped into one of the cabs sitting there waiting, and that same trip was 780 hryvnia. Wasn't quite 10 times, but go from a $4 or $5 cab ride to a $20 cab ride. Uklon is a taxi app in Ukraine. Definitely, if you go to Ukraine, you need to have this. So, yeah. You can change your prices a tip. Let drivers could bid on you. You can bid on drivers, and it's basically Uber for Ukraine, but it's a Ukrainian company, and well, I wanted to support Ukrainian businesses. Yeah, the first Ukrainian online car hailing service that provides interactions between drivers and passengers in 27 cities of Ukraine. Apparently working in Uzbekistan too. But yeah, definitely need Uklon. Oh, Uklon is great for cab services. I rode in everything from a BMW to a Tesla to Audis, all nice cars, all very, very clean, very nice drivers. And a good portion of them spoke at least some English. But even if they don't speak English, through the Uklon app, you can type in English and it shows up on their phone in Ukrainian. Oh, I know I missed some of the chat. Oh, that's a good idea, KKGG. I should pause under those when they show those in the video. They don't go close enough to it. Let's see. Canty's dream home. This is not exactly my dream home. My dream home showed up a little bit ago and was bought up in 3 days. Oh, I think I know what those things are. Hector's is kind of, sort of a mistranslation. Let me explain it once this video's over with and I can see if they show those again. Because there's one right there. They don't really get close to it, but I think I figured out what it is. Yeah, that's the end of the video. So let me go back here. Oh, there it was. We figured out that this room is this room right here, and underneath that window is one of those things. So we go back to that room, and there's a heater right there. And I'm guessing that heater is gas, because it has the gas line running to it right there. So what I now think, where is it? Is that is a vent for the gas heater. So gas heater right there in that room right there. So I'm guessing there's another one in that room. And those are the vents for the gas heater. Andrew Petrie, let's buy it for him. We're not far from it. Yes, Adam, that would be awesome. No, none of those pics are the attic space because there's no way into it. Normally, the entry to the attic would be in the entryway from inside the house. But if you look through all the pictures, there's no attic access from inside the house. So the only way to get there is this little landing, and there's no way to get up to it. Yes, it is really nice brickwork. 20 more subscribers would help. Are we that close, really? $19. 481 subscribers. So yeah, we are getting really close. But yeah, definitely. Oh, I'm in love. I just wish it showed me entrance, and it kind of shows it in here. Right about there. So right there's the entrance onto the property. V-shaped telephone pole, house in the background. Let's get rid of this. Okay, so it might not be that one. Oh, maybe. Because that looks like that's the summer kitchen. And then the veranda, like right there's the driveway. That would be the barn. So yeah, it looks like it's this one right here with that house across the way. So it looks like this would be the property right here. So yeah, I'm 95% sure it's that property right there. Fishing nearby and you're in. Okay. Hey, Golby. So yeah, it's that house right there. Let's see, what's the closest I can get to there? Oh, this is a different town. And the person that did this did not know how to do a 360 camera. Very South Dakota-ish. Yeah, I'd say there's definitely some fishing and a beach there. Let's come back down. So, pond. Yeah, definitely some fishing to do here. So, river, another pond, river. So, like the river runs right through here. And I'd be right there. So, literally fishing within walking distance. I just wish there was something close by that I could look at. This town way over here. Hey, maybe that could be my job in Ukraine. Work for Google and drive around and fill in the map, because the closest I could get with a Google Drive is this. And that basically that's the same as my house, other than the windows on the second floor. But yeah, like each oblast has its own like style of houses. You can see again the decorative brickwork around the windows and the top of the roof. This is very common with southern Zhytomyr, Venetia region. Another area it's pretty common is up by Sumy. Let's take a look. So that's that's very common in Sumy, decoration with different colored bricks. A little bit of the stylization on the edging and the windows. Again, stylization with the brick and coloring. And it's kind of unique to Sumy, like northern Poltava, Venetia, and southern Zhytomyr. You go like Chernihiv, yeah, nowhere near settlement on that one. Here, let's go that settlement. Okay, it looks like there's houses this way. Nope, just a gas station. Oh, there's a house. But you get into the wood paneling in Chernihiv. Cherkasky is the same way. I have not really looked at houses in Luhansk and Donetsk. Zaporizhia's a lot of wood housing. Come on. Anyways, wood frame. Let's try a different location. Let's take a look at Kamyansky. Right on the front line right now. And wood framing, again, it's just a different style. The style in the Carpathians is really, I really do like it. If you get off the main drag, that's too new. It really has the old log cabin feel to some of the houses in the older houses in the Carpathians. Oh, come on, let me get past the trees here. So modernized building, but with the old style roof still. And old style roof, but even though it's a modern hotel. Let's find Yadrov. You may recognize this place, but that's the old style housing right there. Looks pretty cool, I think. So, better view from the front. Ice cream truck. So, that tree covers it up. So, there's the old style house, and then the modern house right next to her. But yeah, I definitely like the look of these, but yeah, each region has its own kind of style to the houses, and I like this area and I like Sumi area, but Sumi's a little close to the front for my liking. Uh, there is like one small area in northern Jotomir that has brick, and I think it's over in this area. Because I think it was over here. It was an old brick factory in this area somewhere, and I'm not exactly sure where it's at. And so the houses in this area are brick. Yep, there we go. Speaking of, you know, but then you get a mix of log cabin, brick, brick. I think that's brick. Let's check the next village down. So wood. So brick, adobe. I swear that's an adobe house. So you get kind of a mix up in this area because the brick factory was up in this area. Even building a new house there. Wood, definitely with the paint on that one. Wood house. But it's a nice little character. It's like, here in South Dakota, every old house is a box. Literally 30 feet by 30 feet, 2-story, 1-story, whatever. It's a box with a roof. And I like seeing like the different styles. And I definitely like the brick. And yeah, the two areas I found with the brick is Sumi and basically Venezia and Jotomir. Oh, sounds like a good stream to do, Golby. That'd be nice. Thanks, Golby. I appreciate that. But yeah, it's not my ideal house, but it's like almost perfect. Um, my ideal house was in this settlement right here, and unfortunately, it's sold. It's about halfway between Jotomir and Venezia. Um, this might be the same style, yeah. It looks like it might be. Oh, this looks a little on the rough side. Looks like they just welded in the gas line. So I'm guessing somebody was doing a refurbishment and ran out halfway through. So I mean, it does have the decorated brickwork, but it's not as fancy as mine. And yeah, I know I'm saying mine and it's not, but um but yeah, literally that's one of the filters I use when I'm looking for a place for myself is brick. And you can kind of see there's like there's like concentrations of it. And yeah, you see the concentrations of the brick houses up here. Of course, there's some nice ones over here in Sumi, but I'm too chicken to move this close to Sumi. So that's kind of interesting for 9.5. Looks really nice. And a little bit away from Sumi. Okay, that is really interesting. Yeah, it looks nice, and that's a really interesting feature coming off the corner of the house, but it's kind of weird too. That one's interesting as well. Definitely has gas running. It has that decorative aspects to the brick. So you go up the ladder to this stand, then up that ladder to get to that little door to get into your attic. That just seems weird a little bit. Oh, already has a septic tank. Yeah, it's okay. This one down here still sings to me though. That one. I like this one too, but it's a little bit more expensive and they painted over the brick. It is what it is. But it's getting close to midnight here. I'm going to head to bed. Yeah, I'm ready to pass out. Yeah, but you have to remember, having someone come to clean out your septic tank is not that expensive in Ukraine. It's not like the US where everything costs 10 times as much because it involves labor in the US. Let's give one last look in on the summer sunshine fun time. And we are at 4,679 euros and 66 cents. Got a couple more donations in. David Hutchings and Darpat. David Hutchings with 11 USD and Darpat with 20 euros. Thank you both for keeping the donations going. I appreciate it so much. Oh, and for those of you that have not noticed, the Amazon wish list is done. I erased it from the description of the streams. And I have 3 packages on the way. So don't tell me. I want it to be a surprise. But we'll see whose those are. I know one of them is mine. So got at least 2 more packages coming. So it'll be cool to see what comes. And then I can start planning on how much room I have in my bag. Let's take a look at the overall campaign. 245,000 out of 253. History of Everything, Ukraine Matters, Emu Squad, and the Marchy History, Lord Thrasher, Succumimus, ATP Geopolitics, and just squeaking ahead of Tanya, Fiona, Chungus, and myself, literally like 100 euros ahead of Tanya Fiona. Let's keep giving her a run for the money, literally. Just a little friendly competition. Yeah, let's keep up the great work. You folks are amazing. Thank you so much for all you do for Ukraine. Just in case nobody else has said thank you, I wanted to say that and thank you again. I don't know what to say. It's awe-inspiring. Keep up the good work. Have a good night and stay safe, everybody. No air alerts in Ukraine.
Ci
Yeah, and hopefully I'll have some new content for the intro in next month or so. Well, I won't be able to edit it and combine it into an intro until I get back. But yeah, definitely some new videos coming out of Ukraine for the intro, outro. Yes, thank you, mods. Thank you, chat. Have a good night, everyone.